Hi there. Welcome to Behind the Scenes Live. This is Angela Wolf. And hey guys, welcome. It's a short week. All day I thought it was Tuesday, and all day yesterday I thought it was Wednesday. So this whole week is going to be all screwed up. But welcome. I'm a few minutes behind because I'm making a mess. Today we have so much to go over. So pop in, say hi. Don't forget to say where you're from. I saw last week quite a few of you met friends on here, which is very cool. So what are we doing today? Today we are painting with the string. This could be for paper or fabric. I have my organizing tips. We are talking about pant hems. I'm showing you how to do a curved pant hem and how to throw a little lace on the bottom. We did this last year, but this is something a little different. Again, we're painting and we're giving away a Brothers sewing machine. So this is going to be a very exciting day. So how was your weekend, by the way? Well, let's see. We had a very relaxing weekend. It was finally very hot in Michigan, and that was about it. I embroidered all weekend because I'm working on a big project for Brothers. So, and big news this week. I shared this in the group, but here you go. Oh my gosh, are these little ones? Oh, let me get these up here. Figure out which one is. Are these little girls precious or what? My sister had her twins. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Sienna and Kira. Kira's the dark-haired. Sienna's the one on the left who actually has red hair. So that is just them 2 days old, or maybe 3 days. I won't see them for a little while in person because they're in North Carolina and I'm in Michigan, but I will be there soon. So anyways, congratulations to my sister. I'm so excited. These little girls are, I think, Teresa will have to pipe in here, but I think they're now like 4.5 pounds and 4 3/4 pounds. All I got to say is that's like lighter than my hand weights when I work out. It's so tiny. So anyways, congratulations to my sister, and for all of you in the group, if you have any sewing ideas for my little nieces, let me know. I have sewing ideas for the nephews, but they're not quite as much fun as the nieces, right? So I can see you all rolling in. Hello. All right, so before we go any further, I see a lot of you say that you had a nice weekend. It was relaxing. Okay, so I would never, ever personally offend anyone. But last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and I posted something, which I'm sure some of you saw. It was a picture of a flag. I just have to explain myself here. I wanted to thank everyone for their service. I would never, ever do anything that would offend or disrespect someone who has fought for our country. And I know it was Memorial Day, and we are supposed to remember those that went before us that fought for our country. But I took the opportunity to thank all of my friends, some of you, which I know serve our country, to thank you at the same time. Maybe that was not what I should have done, but I don't regret it. I thank those that have gone before. That's why we pray for them and we think of them. We visit the cemeteries. But at the same time, I thank you for your service. So if you were offended by my post on Memorial Day by thanking both the ones who have gone and the ones here, I'm very sorry. But thank you for your service. And enough of that, but hope you had a good Memorial Day. But I know that some of you had piped in, and I have to at least take the opportunity to say what I meant. I'm not a moron. I know what Memorial Day is, right? I'm not so good at geography, but all right, so enough of that. Okay, so for your laugh for the week, I was watching last week's Facebook show. Did you watch the live show last week? I had my cute one-arm top. And Mary, I had to just laugh out loud when I read your comment. So since this is behind the scenes, I'll share the whole story. What happened last week is I finished that top real quick. I have a dressing room here that I used to use for fashion shows. And I used to, pad the mannequins and all that stuff. Pad the mannequins is the key word there. So when I threw on that cute top from last week, that looked atrocious through here. That was not the style of the top. It was let me make this clean. Wardrobe malfunction. That's the only thing I can say for it. So I ran to the back and I'm like, there must be a strapless bra around here somewhere, right? So I went through the drawer, which is drawers that many of the models have used for my fashion shoots, or like I said, I pad. Well, I didn't need the padding. So when I put it on, I thought, well, as long as now this is behind the scenes, as long as I don't breathe, I told Wynn, if I don't breathe and I don't move, I'll be fine. But guess what? I moved because I got up to do something with the dress form. When I sat back down, I wasn't going to be awkward and pull it up, so I just hung out there. So in case any of you were trying to be so nice to not say anything about last week's wardrobe malfunction, now you know the rest of the story, right? That's what we call behind the scenes. So that is your laugh for the day, all right? Yeah, so, okay, let's get on to painting. Don't forget, though, at the end of the show, we are giving away a brother. Let's see if I have that on here. I do. I just don't want you to forget. Oh, boy, before I forget, don't forget about this. This is the brother. Let me just make myself small. If you have not entered that, you still have time. This is the brother 110-year anniversary sweepstakes. This is so cool. So not only are they giving away prizes for quite a few days, the grand prize wins a trip to Orlando. 2 people. I think it's 2 people, 2 or 3 nights. Don't quote me. 3 days, 2 nights. That's it for 2 people. And you get to come behind the scenes to the Brother B2B, which is a private event. You'll see all of the new products coming out before anybody else, even before my Facebook Live, but you get to touch them, right? And you get to hang out with me for an hour. You can do a Q&A, we can do a sewing lesson, have lunch, whatever you want. So I'm hoping that one of my fans wins this. So don't forget to enter. So to enter, you can go to my website, angelawolf.com. There's a link in my blog, or go to Brother Sew's website. So it's at Brother Sew's. Click on there, and you just fill this out, and it's free to enter. And they're also giving away a lot of other things. So don't forget that. Today, we are giving away this beautiful machine. Check that out. So this is the Brother. I have actually used this quite a few times. I always get the numbers mixed up. XR9500 PRW, sponsored by all brands, and they're throwing in a walking foot. So one lucky winner out of thousands of entries. That's all I have to say. I logged in to look at the entries today, and I was like, holy cow. So good luck, you guys. And then I'll give you a little more stats on that at the end of the show. So, all right, let's bring this down. Are you ready to do some painting? Okay, so I saw this on a video. One of you sent this to me, and I could not find it to thank you for that. This. Well, here, I'll just squeeze you back here a little bit. I see some of you asking. Okay, squirrel for just for a minute. Yeah, there's the stripper fish. They had to join the party. Can you see them down there? I put a white piece of paper back here just so they could say hi to you. They are swimming. They are dancing. I'm sure. Look at them. They are so excited to see you. I'm sure that they will probably be sleeping by the end of the show. Remember the old usual? And then I saw someone else ask, yes, I'm wearing the Delilah. I dyed this last year. I'm wearing it because we're going to be painting, and if I get some more paint on it, it really won't matter, right? Okay, so this is what we're doing today. Have you ever done this? And I really did not think it was going to work. Yes, so here is, I have my huge monster. This is the Daylight 3 that's all lit up, but check these out. This takes 3 seconds. They look like tulips, don't they? Oh, and I have some green. I have some yellow and green. Oh, I had a lot of fun with this. Well, I was testing different mediums. Paper, fabric. This is with very, very little paint. All I got to say is these are fun. So I tested it, and it works. And I'm going to show you how to do this, and then I'm going to give you some ideas for fabric. All right? So that's first. All right, let's get these out of the way. So leave me a comment, because I would love to know if you've tried this. As you're leaving a comment, and I'm getting my space organized, I noticed that Facebook started something new. Have you seen it? Some of you already received the badge, Top Fan Badge. So I saw a ton of you that have Top Fan badges next to your name, and I can actually see it when it's coming up. I see Susan Fisher just made a comment. Are they Kayla Lilies? I don't know. I think so. But she had a Top Fan badge. So I have no idea how I'm not picking this, so don't be mad at me if you don't have one. But I have a feeling they're picking people, from what I've heard, that answer questions, help others on the page, and things like that. So if you have a top badge, congrats, and thanks for being my top fan. And if you don't have a badge, all you have to do is just participate a little bit in our live feeds, and I'm sure you're going to get one. Either way, even if you don't have the badge, you're a top fan to me. So thanks for being here. I think just for having to put up with me, you should have that badge, right? Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I want you to see everything. Make sure I get this right. I'm going to have you watch everything that I'm putting together. I'll turn the light off on my daylight. I do have paper on here. And I also, if you're using, underneath here is my horn cabinet. If you're using that, a cabinet like that, make sure you put plastic down. Ask me how I know, because I've already screwed up this once. But it came off quickly. All right, give me thumbs up and let me know, or just make a little quick comment. Can you see this okay? Can you see everything okay? I have one more light here. Let me see if this, does that help you guys a little bit? Or, yeah, I think that's better. I see. I see Linda saying, yes, you're a top fan. I know, I saw those. I couldn't believe it. So what I have here, these are the fabric paints that I've used before. Let me put my glasses on, and I will tell you what they are. All-purpose ink. Well, that helps you a lot, right? Well, this is some ink that I bought a long time ago. You can get fabric ink. This can be used, I believe, for fabric. You have to press it, or it can just be used for paper. I will be sure that I post a link to this on my Amazon page in my blog post tomorrow. Okay, that'll be on angelawolf.com. All right, and now we have, okay, this is, do you see, by the way, that yarn collection behind me? Yeah, that's all yarn. That's only part of the yarn. I only have one of Janice's yarns that she showed last week, but I have all these other yarns because someday I'm going to make myself a sweater, right? And I had to have every color to make sure that I started right. So I thought on here, I've seen it done with string. So you've seen this. This is just really thin, inexpensive yarn. I actually use this in the serger as well in the lower looper. Yeah. Don't worry, Leslie. You're not late to the party. You haven't missed a thing yet. And then I also took some of this thicker. This is that chenille yarn. I thought that that might be a really good thing to try to make a bigger color. I don't know. We'll see. Crochet yarn would work. This is not crochet yarn, though. This is just regular. Okay. So then, let me just bring you a little closer here. What you need is something to protect this. At first, I'm going to do it on paper. And I have cardstock paper. And this is a little bit thicker. Let me just grab a few pieces here. There you go. In fact, to remind myself and to remind you so you don't make a mess, although this is tissue paper that's a little thin, I grabbed the newspaper. I'm just going to lay this out a little bit. So let's see, what do we have? Ads. Oh, there's a wardrobe malfunction. Just kidding. All right. Obviously, this was last week's ad. But anyways, I'm just going to lay these down. I think this will be safer for if I spill ink on here. So now I'll take one piece of, sorry, guys. Try and get all this in one little area. There we go. There. Now I'll put this on top so you can see. Otherwise, you're going to be reading the paper, not paying attention to me, right? Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of ink, just a smidge. I've already played with this a little bit, but I'll just refresh them. Hold on, paper towel. Wynn's on guard. You can see the terror. What am I going to spill or throw, right, Wynn? Hey, Wynn, the girls said that I should do that to your yellow tops that I ruined. All those yellow ones I ruined with my pink shirt.
I'd love tulips on those.
Did you hear what he said? He said I'd love tulips on my shirt. Oh, Wynn, you're a good sport. Susan Fisher, you can tell Steve we're going to do tulips on our men's shirts, right? And I also see on here that someone said, welcome back, Jude. That means Jude's back in here. Jude's back in the house. So I hope you enjoyed your move. So what I'm doing is I took some of this string and I'm just going to dip it in the paint. I like to get it a little coated, okay? This is a glass Pyrex dish that I don't use for cooking. As you know, that's not in my vocabulary. Okay, there's a little bit of green, and here's a little bit of yellow. I can see some, oh, that has yellow and red. Well, now we have orange, right? Okay, that worked out beautifully. Now it's plush. Okay, so someone said, how long of a piece of yarn are you using? So let me bring you back up here. I've not coded quite badly yet. This is about how long of a piece that I'm using here. Now there's a couple of these that I made really long, and I mean, it just really depends on how big the paper you're using. I just tried to use something smaller so I didn't end up wearing all of this today, okay? And then for this one, I'll do this last, and this is about this long. So however long I am, about that long. What do you think that is, Win? About
18 inches.
18 inches. That's what I was thinking. Great minds think alike. Okay, so the other thing that you need is just a heavy, like a book. This is an old scrapbook. Let's see if there's anything in here. This could be scary. Nope, she's blank. No embarrassing moments. Okay, so this is just a book so I can keep it level when I'm pulling the string out. So I'm going to bring you back in close, but now you know what I'm using. So the first thing we're going to do is use paper for this. When I saw this done on video, they actually had a scrapbook book where you were actually doing it inside the book, which is very cool because I have, oh my gosh, I told you guys, just pretend that this was one of your journals. I have a ton of journals that I write in. So if you could just do a little one of this in the corner, how personal and cool would that be? Now, I'm not doing this on all of your thank you notes, by the way. Although I do write thank you notes, that might be a bit much, but just pretend it's there. How's that? All right, let's get going. I'm going to bring you down here. And I'm watching everybody saying, oh. Okay. Move this over just a smidge. Put the papers. Now, don't miss this part. This is the most important part. I'm just going to use the red. Now, notice that I just have these little cheap paint brushes. Now, they did not show this in the video, but this is what I'm doing. I don't want it to have too much paint, so I'm letting this just slide. Can you see that okay? I'm sliding it right through the paintbrush. Just like that. See it? Here, it's hanging, it's hanging. All right, I'll bring this up a little bit further so you can see. And now I'm just going to wrap. Like that. Woo! Okay, we're done. So that's one piece. And I'm just going to put another couple pieces on top, like this. All right, hold it. And then I suppose you probably don't have to use this book, but I just found it to be much easier if I use the book. Put this down. I just saw somebody say, do you need the daylight? No, you don't, but it really works good. Daylight, I have a whole different marketing program for you. All right, you see what I'm doing? I'm pulling out the thread. Now, this is where you just don't want it to like fly back and hit you. I'm pulling, and I'm going to go really slow, but I'm holding the book down at the same time. And you just don't want it to slap you because then you're going to end up coated with red. Putting it right back in the dish. Ready for the big reveal? I showed this on Instagram, so some of you have already seen kind of what happened, but I did a fast version of it. All right, love magic tricks. I agree. And welcome, Nadine. Okay, here we go. Whoa, wowzer. Okay, so how cool is that? Yeah, that does look like a lily. What do you think, Gwen? You want that all over your yellow shirt? Okay, so I've got more. I can't leave it there. I just saw that video. Anybody can see that video. So, of course, I have to add more and spectacular things to this. So, let me show you some more. Ready? All right. What paint are you using? Mary, I'm using, this is just regular, it says all-purpose paint, ink. All-purpose ink. If you're going to use it for fabric, you'd want to use a fabric paint. But I have more fabric ideas for you, so stay tuned. All right, so let's do this again. I'm going to take some green now. Because you can mix colors. All right, so let's just take this. And I want to show you what happens if. Come on, get down there. Wah! This one's dancing like my fish. What happens if you just kind of mix it up? And on this one, I went like this. All right. This one, you can see I kind of made a goofy. I'll use a different piece of paper on the top. The only thing when you put the paper down is you want to make sure that it just goes on and stays there. All right. And make sure that you have your little thread here sticking out. So here we go again. Try not to get hit. Wah. Okay, the big reveal is, I have no idea. How cool is that? So, all right, what on earth are you going to do with this? We're a sewing group, right? Well, actually, we're a sewing and crafting group. So, first off, I can think of so many applications for this. But I want to try the larger yarn. And then, of course, I experimented on some fabric. So, Win was the one that was smart on the fabric. So let me show you the befores and afters before I start with that big piece of yarn. In fact, before I get rolling and show you the fabric, I'm going to take that big piece of yarn and stick it in here just to let it soak up a little bit. So here's a bigger piece. I think we're going to give it a little bit of green and red. We're just going to get it all mixed up. So this, I have no idea how the thicker piece is going to turn out. It might look like more like a run over lily, something like that, but we're going to just go for it, right? I got to try something live that I haven't tried before. Otherwise, it wouldn't be any fun, right? So I need a little bit more paint. Oh, yes. No, I'm not wearing the gloves, but this is not like, this isn't dye. All right, we're going to let that soak up in there for a little bit. That chenille, by the way, can you see that? That sucked up all of the dye. That might get expensive. And then we have this one to try here in a minute. This one has red and yellow. All right, let's get to the fabric. So first I thought this would look so cool on denim. Now, this is fabric dye that I've used. Do you remember when I did that shaving cream that turned out so cool? Well, I thought, well, this is going to be kind of neat. Let me do this. Let me get this book out of here. Let me do this on denim. Not so much. Can you even see it? No. Let me bring my light back here. Look at, I'll even bring it down here. Can you see that? I'm making it super bright. You can hardly see. So what did it do? It just soaked up the dye, which is not what I wanted. Okay? So then, of course, I had to try another one. Move this out of the way. So this is cream colored, like a cotton. That turned out fabulous. And that did not so much. So again, it sucked up the... All right, so Carrie says, move the thread back and forth as you pull it. All right, I'll try that on the next one. So there you go. So that fabric did not work out so well. But you can leave it to Win. After I was talking about my wardrobe malfunctions, he says, I have a great idea for you. Why don't you make something that would be great for like a robe or a nightie? Remember the flowered stuff? I still wear it. Okay, Win, bring out the big reveal. You're not coming in? Just don't knock over our fish. Oh my gosh, they're acting dead. They're already bored. There's Win. All right, so this is what we have. This is silver satin. Okay, this is gorgeous. So let me just bring this down here and show you what this ended up like. Check that out. Arnell, you had it totally right. Win said, use something that's satin and shimmery. Could you imagine this for a lining? Oh my gosh. So if it's a fabric paint or even this paint, I'll get you a link to this, so don't worry about that. But a fabric paint, and then you go and you would press this to make it, you know, secure for good. And that would be beautiful. So I could definitely see stuff like this on a lining. Let's see. I'm going to leave that one for now. Why don't we try... Did I lose you for a second? I can see that it was trying to focus. It's like, what in the heck am I looking at? All right, so Carrie, I'm going to try your idea by moving the thread, and then we're going to try the big piece of thread. And then we're moving on to pant hems, all right? So I want to know, if you guys try this, you have to let me know, because this is just a lot of fun. I don't know. I like doing little crafty things sometimes, and this definitely is one of them. All right, so back down here. If you use a, okay, first off, let me just, before I do this, I see a couple questions rolling in that are really good ones. So let me just go back up here. Oh, Sandy said to make a satin slip dress. Slip dress, good idea. And okay, what do you have here? Lita says, if you use a thicker fabric, paint, it will show up on the denim too. Okay, if a thicker fabric paint. Yes, I do think that. You know, I don't have any right here. I have a ton at home because I brought some home in case the nephews wanted to use them last week, which they didn't. There were way too many sticks in the yard for them to play with. That fabric paint that's really thick. Great idea, Lita. I have a ton of that. I'm going to try that next, and I will give you an update tomorrow because this is way too much fun. Because I would love to find something that's wild like that for the jeans. In the group, you girls were posting, let's see if I even have it on here. I don't think I have it up. You were posting some pictures of the bottom of pant hems. That was really, really cute. And let me just see if I can bring it up so you can see what I was talking about. And I can't remember if it was Janice that had posted that one. Here we go. Okay, so let me bring this up here so you can see this to the broadcast. Actually, no. I'm trying to make that bigger. There we go. Okay, first off, somebody just posted this. Patty posted this. That's cool. Now that you could not do with paint, but what Lita just said, let me bring her comment down so you can see this. What Lita just said is that if you use a thicker paint, now, what is that stuff called? You can find it at Joann Fabrics. It's kind of pearly. It's very thick. I know some of you know what I'm talking about, or I'll leave a link in my blog for that as well. That would probably work pretty cool. Okay, so what about metallic? I was thinking metallic would look good. All right, let me just see if I can find that. I have one more photo to show you, and then we'll go back and try a thicker. Patty said that took her breath away. I agree. That was gorgeous. A lot of you are saying very cool, fun. It would be a fun project with kids too, I think. Okay. Hey, by the way, I'm going through the group here. Let me just show and tell. A little out of order, but who cares, right? Show and tell. We have to give a big shout out to Wes. Wes is officially a fashion designer. There is his label. So Wes, good job, buddy. He's in the Chicago area, and very cool. Very nice label. Okay, here we go. This was in the group. If you're not in the group, it's Angela Wolf Patterns Facebook group. We don't only sew by patterns. We inspire each other with some of the things that I inspire you with. So that is very cool. Janice posted this. Now that is, I can't tell if it's fabric paint, embroidery, bling. She said it's applique, embroidery, bling. It's a little bit of everything. That would be a lot of fun, but those are tulips. I think those are flowers. So we could have a little leeway with that. All right, I'm going tomorrow to Joann's to buy that paint. I got to test this. Maybe it'd be a good boat project if we don't catch fish on Saturday. When? He's rolling his eyes. Yeah, the guys would be like, I can just see the fear. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you're not going to do that to us, right? Okay, let me bring this back down. And I think there was just one more, and then we'll go. That was very cool. Oh, here we go. Bring you back up here. So here were some hems that Pam was talking about. So do you see that one in the bottom left right there that has a little curve? That's what I have right here. And that's what I'm moving on to after we have the pants here. So here you go, Pam. See this hem? I'm going to show you how to do this on ready to wear or change your pattern to have this as a hem. That's very cute. These are very old. And then I also brought a little bit of a lace to play with. So, okay, a few more questions before I get rolling. Pam says, did you use dye or ink on the fabric? On the fabric, I used, well, on this fabric, I used this ink. So it wasn't dye. Dye would have soaked it up, but it also wouldn't have been as precise. So the fabric paint idea, that's where I kind of was thinking the ink would work. Now on this here, which I love, I just used the ink, but this is fabric ink. So it does not have a brand. It's like a general, you know what I think this was, is when I bought this, it was from somebody at the Sewing Expo. There's no, I'll have to look up their website, because I think what they do is repurpose everything. So this might have come in a really big bottle, and they put them in little bottles, because I bought it as a kit for my class. It was one of those kits that you're like, do I really need this? I'm still using it 20 years later. So this was ink. So ink or paint would be the top two. Good question. I can see all of you saying, holy cow, this is awesome. I know, I agree. It's just so fun. And when you have a whole bunch of people in here saying hi to you. Oh, I didn't see ink on jeans. Pam, it must have been a different video, because I didn't see ink on jeans. That would have been very cool. I'll have to just do some research to see what would be the best. What about bleach on denim? Ooh, that'd be very cool. Tracy, bleach on denim works really well unless you have a lot of polyester. Then the bleach doesn't work so well. But remember Wynn's shirt last week? Bleach worked really well, except he didn't come in to show you. I told everybody last week about her shirt. That one, well, actually, tulip will be fine, but I think the vote last week, Wynn, was that everyone said if it was a big white mark or yellow mark from the bleach, that we should embroider fish around it and pretend it was a pond. So that was the, oh, the glitter works. Yes. Okay, here you go. Like a slick fabric paint or glitter. Very good idea. All right, make sure I'm on. Oh, Judy wants to know, what is the outfit on the left of you? My left or your left? That's a dress that I did for Brother years ago, and this is just some jean shorts, and I have some lace here to play with for you. Okay, that's what you're looking at. Sorry. Someone wants to know, I wonder if you'd put bleach on the yarn and pull it through the jean fabric. You know what? I'll try it, because that denim that I cut it enough for a skirt, so if it works, cool. If not, I'll just keep messing with it until I like it. Good idea, Arnell. Let's see. Susan says, the painting on satin is really stunning, but I can see a huge mess. Knowing me. And she says, hi, Wynn. Oh, there you go. The rhinestone genie. Yes. I also, how many of you have the scan and cut with the rhinestone application? I use that for a lot of stuff. That would be perfect for that. I think that would be great. All right, everybody has a lot of ideas here. So if you're looking for ideas, you have to scroll through these, because I won't be able to make it through all of them. But instead of bleach, which can damage cloth, how about dye remover on the dark fabrics? Let's see. Peg, great idea. Dye remover is I use that a lot. But I'm not sure if it would work. Well, I guess try it. The thing was that the denim is soaking it up, so I doubt it's going to be quite as deep as if you use paint. Just my opinion. But that is a good idea. The dye remover works great. Clovis wants to know if I did anything with the shirt. This shirt, I dyed. This started, oh gosh, I don't even remember what color it started. I dyed it twice. I did it on Instagram because it turned out so ugly the first time I had to do it twice, if that's what you're wondering. So this is actually hand dyed. Yep. And one more, and then I'm going to try the thicker thread. That paint seems to follow the drape of the fabric. Paint doesn't feel stiff on fabric. Right. Great question, Mildred. No, you know what? This is not stiff at all. And that's one difference. Really glad you mentioned that. There are some of those thicker paints that I was just talking about that I would like to do on denim and try. Well, this fabric is pretty thick, so you wouldn't notice so much. This ink definitely follows the drape of the fabric. You wouldn't even know it's there. So that's a big difference. I'm really glad you brought that up. So yes, this ink is very thin. I can see Janice says, I nearly forgot I made it. Hi, everyone. Okay, so, oh, it wasn't Rhinestone Jenny? Melody says, no, it wasn't Rhinestone Jenny. So, by the way, Melody, I was thinking of you this weekend. I hope it quit raining on you. My goodness, it never stopped. All right, let's try that thicker, and then we're going to get on to these pants and then draw our winner. So, I'm going to try two then. We'll try one with what Carrie Cunningham said. And this is the color. It's kind of mixed in a lot of colors. Make it a little tighter. And this one, I'm going to just put one sheet on top. And I'll do exactly what you said, Carrie, to see how it turns out. I'm going to just wiggle this as I pull it out. Oh, did almost hit myself. No paint on the shirt. Definitely a little bit more out there. A little bit more abstract, I should say. All right, let me try it one more time with that same color because I'm really curious to see what color this turns out to be. It's kind of a pinky. This is yellow plus red, in case you were wondering. All right, try this again. And this time I'm just going to pull this out. So this is what it looked like if you moved things around. A little bit more abstract, not all bad, just a different look, right? I'm going to need more paper here. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's the difference if you just leave it straight. So this is, and look at the colors don't even look the same. Of course, I might have added a little bit more red in that last one, but that is cool. I think what difference it makes it, see that line through the center? It really makes it look like something real. Very different. All right, now let's try one more. We are going to now try, if I can find any more paper here. I think I used a whole notebook. Here we go. The last sheet. Now we're going to try this big thick piece. I have no idea, guys. Why don't we make it like really tight? And then there's the bottom. This is really thick, so I'm just going to put a few pieces on here. Bring my book over. Oh, that was lovely. Holy cow! I just made the biggest mess. Okay. Houston. Do you see this on here? Okay, check this out. Everywhere, all over my shirt, all over. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, let's try. Okay, I can see the laughs coming in. So, by the way, chenille breaks, so you can't pull as hard. Oh, my gosh. Win, look at this. He's laughing. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, but that looks really good. I don't know if it was worth all of this mess here. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Enough fun for the day. I'm handing these two in. Was there any more blank paper in there by any chance? All these are going out. Okay, I have to tell you that chenille turned out very cool. But you know what happens when it breaks? This. It's everywhere. So let's just see how good my daylight tablet is. I might just need a dab of water. Okay, could use my tea maybe. Clean up in aisle 4. Oh, yes, yes, yes. All the red is coming out. Thankfully, thankfully. Oh, my word. All right, what else do we got over here? Corn desk is saved. My clothes, who cares about the clothes, right? All right, so what'd you think? Okay, thanks, Win. All right, cleanup in aisle 4 is finished. All right, that was really cool. Note to self, the chenille makes a beautiful, beautiful piece of art, but it breaks. So I do have some thinner chenille, or maybe, okay, maybe just don't push down on the book so hard, but I'm I'm glad that I gave you a laugh because I can see all of your laughs coming in. Oh yeah, of course it's going to be full entertainment, right? All right, so I have a couple more things, and then we're going to draw a winner. The pants. We got to move on to the pants. I do see a few more questions, though. What about decolorant instead of bleach? Yes, great idea, Kathy, because somebody else just said that. A lot of you are liking the idea of bleach or dye remover. Now, bleach or dye remover, when it comes out of the fabric, at least it'll be the same texture. The same thing that one of you mentioned a second ago is that sometimes the paints are too thick. So, great question. What if you dampen? Susan wants to know, what if you dampened the denim first? Say that fast, right? Would it permit the dye to stay on top, or would it be soaked in? That's a tough one, because if it's wet, usually it soaks right in. And like if I'm dyeing a garment, if I have it wet and I put dye on it, it just goes, it soaks it up. If it's dry, then it goes, a little bit tighter. So that's a good question, Susan. All right. Okay. I got sidetracked with Lynn. Sorry, guys. How would you set the dye if you used it for a garment? How would you set the dye? Judy, I'm assuming you said set, not sit on. I would set the dye by pressing it. Now, if it was paint, there's certain paints that you can use that after you put it on the fabric, you press it with, I use a piece of wax paper and press it, and it makes it stay. So for this piece right here, I will get some wax paper and I will press on this, and then it will be good to go. I might use this. This is just a really small piece. That'd be a very small wardrobe. So I think I might use it for, those lingerie bags I was making for travel, or fun travel bags like that. Very cute. Maybe I'll have to put my sister's baby gifts in there. Something like that. So I will go through. I'm going to test a few more things on this, and I will get back to you and let you know what I find out about wet versus not wet and things like that. Dye doesn't feel... Okay, let's see. Here's a good one. Dye doesn't feel stiff, but most fabric paints will be stiffer. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree. There we go. Pam says, all-purpose ink. That is exactly what it is. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, thank you. And yes, you can get it at the expo. The expo. Will I see you in Arlington next week, by the way? I'm going there on Wednesday. I'll see you Thursday. If you did not get the newsletter this week, I sent it out yesterday. So I will see you in Arlington. And yes, they do have the paints. And I have one more question here, and then I'm going to move on to these pants. You can also put different colors, 2 or more strings, pulling the strings in different places on the paper and pull them out together. I did see that, Lida, and that was very cute. So, all right. 2 more quick things just to show you some pant hems. Let me bring you down here. See if I can make sure that my light isn't bothering you. See this hem? This is quite old, these pants. They probably now have red dye all over them, or red paint. But, okay, see this hem? That's what I want to show you. Let me see if I have any extra paper. Ewan, could you just grab me some paper? I think there's some right under there at the printer. So this started, oh, I do have a little bit of ink on there. This started like a regular hem, but I'm going to show you how to alter your pattern if you're sewing from scratch to have that look. So if this is your, let's see. You see that okay? Or is that better? I can't tell. You guys can let me know. Do you have a thicker Sharpie over there, one? He's like, goodness gracious. I think that will be better. Thanks. All right. There you go. There's the back. And there's the front. Much better, right? So you have to imagine that this here is on the outside leg, which is exactly where we added the embroidery last week. So in this case, you're going to actually curve your outside edge, just like that. However you curve it on the front, you'll curve it on the back. So that's going to go away. The other thing is, because I'm not folding the hem up on these pants, just make sure that this is clear. This is a facing. So you're also going to remove whatever seam allowance, minus the seam allowance. All right, so this would be your new pant leg. So you'll have a curve on each side. Well, how in the world are you going to hem that? As I show you in here, this is just a facing piece. It's two different pieces. So to make the facing, you're going to go up about 2 inches. And notice on the inside leg, I make it straight across here. That's about 1 inch wide right here. If you look inside of these pants, see how the facing goes across? Let me turn this off and see if that helps. Okay. So I stitched this all on with the right sides together, and then flipped it over and came this way. So you can see how the facing looks all the way on the inside. And then on the outside, I don't even know if I added top stitching to this one. Oh, I did, just a little bit. You could also do under stitching if you wanted to instead of top stitching. This is a stretchy fabric, so it looks like I did a triple stitch. So that is just a really easy, quick tutorial, because I know so many of you have been trying to work on your outfits for what can I do to make these have a curved edge? How can I change the pants that I already have? All those fun things. So I'll just bring you back up here just a wee bit. So there you go. If you have any questions on that, you can let me know. I can post this on the blog post as well. You know, it comes out tomorrow on angelawolf.com. I've been pretty good at that every Thursday morning. So I see a few more questions rolling in about that one too. So I'm going to take a couple seconds here and let me just bring this up. I need a bigger screen, right? I'm going to bring this up just for a second. I was just looking for some of your, I saw a whole bunch of questions just roll in. Camille. Oh, I see this one. Good call on the shirt. I agree. It comes in metallics. Yes, and metallics, by the way, let's go back. That she must be talking about the different fabric or the different dyes for these fabrics. Metallic would look really good on here. Even when I was talking to Wynn, when I cut it up, I said, you know, metallic paint would look really awesome on here. Of course, I didn't have any right now. So I wanted to try these paints and just see what happened. Okay. I can see all of your laughs coming in. Yes, I really did coat myself. And yes, I did a good job on the shirt. Because now I have red and some, at least it was the right color, right? Oh, gosh. Leslie says, you should sign the good ones. Okay, you know what, Leslie? I've got a whole stack of flowers. So everyone who orders for the next batch of stuff, when I write my thank you notes, I'll put them on those flowers. But anyone who doesn't watch this show is going to be like, that's really weird. I guess who cares, right? Oh gosh, you guys are so funny. I can see all of your Angela Wolf wipes dating. Yeah. Feel the heat rising in here? Okay, yes, Mildred, the big lesson of the day. Chenille will break. Let's just see how much you have to hold it to break it. Oh, not much. Although this yarn might be a bit old, but I guess I should have tested that first, huh? Who would have known? At least I wasn't tying it to somebody in the water, right, and trying to pull them behind the boat. Okay, and Sandy says it is not a stain. It's a design element. I agree. Let's see here. Celeste says, try the woven tube yarn. It shouldn't break. Okay, noted. And let's see, just one more, and then we're going to do our drawing. Dampening denim should be like when you talk painter paint on with painter. It should cause some bleeding and streak, but then it should be yet. Celeste, I gotcha. I can't read that super fast, but she's saying dampening denim should work with the paint. It will cause it to bleed in some areas and then be tighter in others. Thanks, Celeste. I agree. Christina says, I love this for jean legs. So this would be, if you were doing this on ready to wear, and I just saw 2 questions roll in about that. Let me bring it back down here for a second. If you were doing this on pants that you already own, you could mark the hem. Let me just see if I have, yeah, there you go. So here's your pants. You already have them sewn, right? Here's your outside leg. You could go ahead and mark yourself a new hemline and draw it up just like this. Draw it up. Is that even a word? And then you'll cut along that line. And then use a different piece of fabric, a different denim or something that's very comparable. And then go ahead and trace yourself a new facing. So you don't have to do this just for scratch. I just saw a few questions roll in. Yes, you could definitely do this for something later. Let me move this out of my way. Oh, Pat, I think it was, asked me about this light. How bright is it? It's pretty bright, but it has 3 settings. 1, 2, 3. All right? I had it on the highest for the whole part, just because I thought it'd be easier for you to see. Good question, Pat. I know Daylight will love that. Do you need to wash the denim first to get the sizing out before painting? Marylou, that's a great question. I wash my denim twice and dry it twice before I even cut it out. So I would say yes for many reasons. 1, if it has sizing, you'll have to do that. If it's jeans that you already own, I always wash them before I wear them. Just think of all the hands that have touched your clothes. Not to be creepy, but yeah. So I always wash my clothes. But if it's fabric that you're buying, always wash it at least once or twice. Denim shrinks like crazy. Even if it's a polyester, it could still get a little twerky. Yeah. I saw somebody sent me a message last week that said, girls who fish are better than girls who twerk. So there you go. The denim will get twerky if you don't wash it. Oh, Celeste. Okay, you were talking about painting on paper. Don't you love spell check? I know. And most of us are trying to type on our little phones. We got it, Celeste. All right. Okay, guys. We have just like 3 more minutes and I'm doing a drawing. So I see one question here. Liz, I made the Delilah shirt with the slits, but my sleeves were too large. Do you recommend sewing a bigger seam allowance to make the sleeves smaller? How would you hem, and how much hem do you suggest to turn up? Liz, that's a great question. Okay, so this top I took in just a little bit. It was a little bit bigger than this. And I also, this fabric stretches a lot. This is a rayon knit. I am looking over here. Actually, I think this started dark pink, and I took, this is dye remover out. That's how it ended up this color. And then I added dye to it today, live. So this is a size that's 2 sizes smaller than I normally cut because it was a high stretch, and I wanted it to be a little bit more fitted. So if you want to go smaller, you don't need to worry about it up through here, usually, unless it's like really too big. Then you want to go down a size. And then you only have the few seams. But if it fits great through the neckline and the arm, and it's just too big through here, this is all you have to do. This is your Delilah. I'm going to actually take there you go. Now you'll be able to see this. I'm remembering, Sandy, you tell me to move my stuff higher because you can't see it with the writing. So if it fits well through here, The only place you have to take it in is through here. Now you want to check your armhole, because if the armhole fits really well, and if it fits well through here and it's just this area here that you want to take in, then this would be your new area like that. So it might not necessarily be the entire seam allowance. Now if the entire top is too big, then go ahead and just cut a size smaller or too small. It really depends on how tight your fabric is. And as far as the fit down below, it really depends. I've taken mine in. I usually take mine in about an inch, because I like it to be tighter, and then I can just pull it up. So if you want it looser, you can make it looser. You have a lot of versions on that. But if you get stuck on that, Liz, post a photo in the group and I'll try to help you. Make sure you tag me in it, though, so I can see it. Because I try to visit the group quite often, but a lot of times I'm just scrolling through photos, kind of like Instagram, and then I leave. So hope that helps you. All right. So, okay, I see a facing question. This is very related to what we're doing. Cut the facing on the fold for the inside leg. No. Good question, Mary Helen. No. You're going to have two different pieces of facing. You're going to have a front and a back. So I'll bring you back to these pants right here. I think you can see this. There's a seam. That's the inseam. Okay, let me bring Mary Helen's question down so you can see this a little better. There's the inseam, and then this is the outside leg seam. The reason being is because look at these pants. Now, not necessarily these pants. These are pretty straight, but they still angle in. If you cut that on the fold, you would have a really weird angle right here. So instead, if you actually trace the piece and cut exactly what you have, you know it's going to fit perfectly. So it's either way, but I would prefer to do two separate pieces. Then you know the front matches the front and the back matches the back. Great question, Mary Helen. Okay, Michelle says, I had to go over to my daughter's to accept a delivery of a couch at her home. Hey, nice, you brought me along for the ride. She brought us all along for the ride. Excellent. So, Michelle, you'll have to tell us how the couch turned out. Hope your delivery man was probably like, what on earth is happening on that show? Okay, Deborah wants to know. Oh, hi, Deborah. How are you? The dress to my left. That dress is a dress that I did for Brother quite a few years ago. I will be bringing it to the next few fashion shows that I do for Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. That is all embroidered on the side, and I can bring that closer next week, but it's 2 layers of fabric, black and red. Very fun. That was, I think, 3 years old. All right, Wynn says. Oh, Wynn's like, we're on it. This is why Wynn is here, all right? Okay, one quick question I have to answer, Wynn. Wynn says, I did the drawing. It's 2:30. We got to go. Here's one nice comment. Lynn writes, Angela, your pattern expertise is amazing. Did you go to school or learn on your own? Lynn, thank you for that question. I went to school. Well, originally I was thinking to go for engineering because I loved math, and then I ended up graduating with a business degree. But I've been doing this for 25 years. So I guess I learned on my own, but I learned from the help of a million books, maybe literally. And it was pre-YouTube. And then just trial and error. And so thanks. It just is ingrained, I guess. All right, so let me just see here 1 second. Bring this up. Hold on, you guys. Let's see if I got. Trying to make sure I'm on the right screen. Okay, the drawing, the big drawing. All brands. First off, All Brands, a shout out to you because I still have to thank them. I've met many of you at the All Brands events. I will hopefully see you at the Houston Quilt Festival at the All Brands booth. That's usually our annual reunion, right? You get to see anything new that in case you don't win the Big Brother thing and meet me in Orlando. So I have to give John a shout out, Barbara, John, Courtney, their whole family. They are a family-run business. Great people to work with. You've been to their stores. They have stores in Louisiana, Texas. So if you don't mind, just leave a quick comment and say at All Brands, and then whatever store that you're used to going to, or just All Brands Corporate, and say thank you. Because if it wasn't for them, we would not have this awesome giveaway. And I'm telling you, whoever wins this, you are one lucky person, because this is out of thousands of entries. I couldn't believe it. I woke up this morning and I thought, holy cow, this is amazing how many entries. So let me just peek on here. Wynn has done the drawing, but before he gives that, I asked you a couple questions. I'm only going to give the answer to one of them. I asked you guys, and you didn't have to answer this. It wasn't mandatory, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was because everybody answered it. The other ones weren't mandatory. Have you ever taken an online class? Okay. Have you ever taken an online class? That could be anything, right? And I was just curious because you always hear everyone saying, I learned this on YouTube, I learned this. So next week, I will reveal the answers to where online do you get your information or where do you learn your sewing information. But for those of you that took this, 25.8% said no, they have never taken an online class. But believe it or not, that would leave 74.2%, almost 75% of you, out of thousands of you, have taken an online class of some sort. So congrats. I was just curious because for me, it's easier to teach online. I can't be everywhere. So I'm just curious for my own self. Actually, that was kind of a personal thing I wanted to know. But so there's still 25% of you we have to encourage. Now, not every online class is fabulous. Not mine either. But that's your stats for the day. All right, drum roll. Wynn is bringing over the paperwork. He's going to stick his arm in here. Everybody's going to be... The fish are saying hi. Even the fish are excited. All right. So I didn't get any dye on you, did I?
No.
Okay.
No.
And this is not a shirt that I ruined either.
No, I didn't ruin it today either.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Wednesday's usually the day Wynn comes over here all trashed. Oh, goodness. Okay. This is the winner.
That's the winner.
Handwritten. It was randomly drawn. You did get one extra entry if you happen to share it on your page. That's with every contest. The winner is from Southern Arizona. So, drum roll. I can hear a bunch of you go, oh. Donna Morgan from Southern Arizona. Congratulations. You have won a Brother XR 9500 PRW plus a walking foot. This is over a $300 value. Congratulations, and you are going to have so much fun with this machine. First off, this machine is something that I had bought my mother a while ago. Bring that up here. This is what you won. Congrats. And she actually uses this at her kitchen table, and she takes it to classes. She does all of these things because the table pulls out. It's easy to carry. It's lightweight. She loves it, and you are going to love it too. So I want to say congrats. I want to thank All Brands for that. What a great giveaway. And so what's the next giveaway? Well, you already know. You have to sign up for the sweepstakes for Brother. I would love it to be one of you that joins me in Orlando. That would be awesome. If it's one of you, let's vote for a 1 hour beach day. I'll teach you sewing later, okay? I'm just kidding. Well, not really, but all right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Now, next week, by the way, I'm flying. I am flying to Texas because I'm going to meet many of you at the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. I will be there teaching on Friday and Saturday, but I will be there on Thursday just to have fun, hang out. I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I'm having a fashion show, but I'm not sure if it's Friday or Saturday yet, so I can keep you posted on that. So you'll have to just watch your newsletter on Monday for what time Facebook Live will be next week. And I will join you either Wednesday, it might be Thursday instead, when I can join you live from the show, which I will be doing. So thank you, guys. Have a great week. Love you. Stay safe. Dry. Oh my gosh, there's enough rain, and I will talk to you next week. And congratulations, Donna. I will send you an email. All Brands will be mailing you that machine. And thank you all for entering. Thank you, All Brands, for a great gift. And thank you, Brother, for a new sweepstakes that we can enter for the next few weeks. All right. Bye, you guys. See you later.